Before supermarkets, before fast food, before preservatives, seed oils, and ingredient lists nobody can pronounce. What did people actually eat? The answer goes back further than most food documentaries are willing to go, all the way back to the very beginning of human existence. And what we find there is both simpler and more remarkable than modern nutrition science tends to admit. Genesis 1:29 records God's original instruction for human food. I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. Fruits, seeds, plants. That was the original design. Simple, whole, and provided directly by creation itself. No processing, no additives, no confusion about what was good for the body. Because what was good for the body was already placed in the ground, on the vine, and in the tree. After the flood, in Genesis 9:3, that original provision was expanded. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. Meat entered the picture as an intentional addition to the human diet. Not an accident, not a development, but a deliberate provision. In ancient Egypt, one of the most well-documented early civilizations in history, the diet of ordinary people was built around bread, lentils, onions, garlic, leeks, cucumbers, and figs. Grain was the foundation. Wheat and barley ground into bread that formed the base of nearly every meal. Workers who built some of the most remarkable structures in human history were fed on bread, beer made from fermented grain, and vegetables grown along the Nile floodplain. Meat was present but reserved. Cattle, goats, sheep, and fish from the Nile were eaten, but mostly by wealthier households or during feasts and celebrations. For the majority of people, the daily diet was plant-heavy, whole, and remarkably close to what Genesis describes as the foundational provision. In ancient Mesopotamia, the region of modern-day Iraq, considered one of the earliest centers of human civilization, archaeological records show a diet of barley bread, chickpeas, lentils, dates, onions, and fish from the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Some of the oldest written recipes ever discovered, found on clay tablets from this region, describe stews made from root vegetables, herbs, and meat. Simple combinations of whole ingredients cooked together directly. No artificial flavoring, no chemical preservation. Ingredients that came straight from the land and the water. Ancient Israel's diet, recorded both archaeologically and throughout Scripture, follows the same pattern. Wheat, barley, olives, figs, pomegranates, grapes, and honey are referenced repeatedly throughout the Old Testament, and archaeology consistently confirms these as staples of the region. Milk, cheese, and yogurt-like fermented dairy products appear regularly. Fish was common near the Sea of Galilee. Lamb and goat were eaten at festivals and special occasions. Deuteronomy 8:8 describes the Promised Land as a land with wheat and barley, vines and fig trees, pomegranates, olive oil, and honey, a description that lines up almost perfectly with what agricultural archaeology has confirmed about the region's food supply during that period. Here's what's remarkable when you step back and look at all of this together. Across three of the earliest and most well-documented civilizations in history, Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Israel, the diet is almost identical in its core structure. Whole grains, legumes, vegetables, fruit, olive oil, fish, and modest amounts of meat. Nothing processed, nothing refined beyond simple grinding and fermentation. Modern nutritional science has spent decades studying what the healthiest diets in the world look like, and the answers it keeps arriving at look almost exactly like this. Whole foods, plants as a foundation, modest animal protein, fermented foods, nothing artificial. What was given at the beginning, confirmed in ancient practice, and now being rediscovered by modern researchers, turns out to have been the right answer the whole time. Maybe that shouldn't surprise us. When the design is that good from the start, you don't improve on it. You just slowly find your way back to it.